the moment I started school, like as in like pre or kindergarten, I've always had like a sort of a Christmas vacation.
Yes.
Because like when I lived in New York, I would always made a point to get home for Christmas.
And be home for that
So that
week
was
or
like a
whatever.
week, you know. So this is the first year where like it is like this is the time off that I have. So
Sure. And did you take a couple days of
I
vacation?
don't have like so
You're pretty
because
new here.
I just started
Gotcha.
there.
Yep.
I didn't have much built up like when we got married, so we did want to take some time off. So I took some paid and some unpaid, and then we're going to want to eventually go on a honeymoon. So like looking that far ahead,
Trying to save
for
those
what
days.
I accrue, I can't take any time off until then. But it's great.
So, wow, that was very unsarcastic. So okay, so
I
you're
love
gonna
it.
have, so you're excited. You have a 4-day weekend.
Yes.
Spend all sorts of time with your family, friends, all that kind of stuff.
That's
Yep.
kind of the plan right now.
So you got, what do you have going on tomorrow then? Friday.
Tomorrow, I know that we have to make like at least one Walmart run
Classic.
for different supplies
Yes.
and such.
Yep.
I actually have like all of my Christmas shopping done.
Wow.
I've never, because again, like
Congratulations.
when I was
Now, do
living
you
in New
buy
York,
your brothers and sisters gifts then?
we
or
have an
just your
exchange.
parents?
We do a secret
Oh, so
Santa.
you only have to do one gift
Yeah.
Exactly,
and one gift
then-
for your wife, and you're done. So you're telling me you have 2 gifts and you're all proud of being done now?
No, because I also have like my mom's side. We have
Oh, so
an
what do you have?
exchange with all of those people.
So you're up to 3 gifts now.
3 gifts, and then
I'm sorry, but
See, that's
remember
three
who
gifts
you're
now
remember who
already.
you're talking to.
I know.
You're
I'm just
talking to the
ridiculous.
asshole
No, I'm just
that like
It's funny
a
'cause
gift. Why did you give that? Now I feel guilty that I, didn't give you a gift.
I bet my wife and I bought like 50 gifts for everybody. I
Oh
mean,
my
it's
crap.
like it's not even funny how much stuff we have.
See, I never
It's
understood.
That's what I'm just
but
saying.
like
It's
I
funny,
don't
like,
understand like how much more stuff can I get? So then I'm like,
kids,
because I
kids
have that
change
philosophy.
stuff.
Oh,
Kids-
totally.
So
Okay.
we've got kids, so it
That
changes.
makes a lot of
Plus,
sense.
then we have to buy. So now I'm now a godfather to a friend of ours' kids. So I
Yeah,
got to buy that kid.
That happens.
And then we're also good friends, so we bought that other kid's sibling a gift also. And then now my sister has a kid, so we got to buy her that kid. My parents, and it gets bigger and bigger. And we don't do the gift exchange, so I have to buy gifts for my mom and my dad. And that's why I was kind of curious where
Gotcha.
you guys are at.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that must be something that your family does, then, where you're just like, we're only going to buy one gift for each person. Otherwise, all 6 of you would have to buy 6 gifts.
Yeah.
Now you just get one.
And like that's something that is starting to happen with birthdays and stuff too, where like we're all like people are like buying each other gifts. So it's like, I mean, we never did that as siblings where we got each other gifts.
Yeah.
We just
yeah,
for birthdays.
my sister
you know?
and I really don't either. I mean, I'll buy her maybe one thing, but this year she's like, let's pass. I said, okay.
Sure,
But we're still going to buy each other kids gifts.
that makes
So it's kind of a
sense.
transfer of
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you're not worth it, but your kid is.
Of course.
And my thing would be, I'd rather have you spend the money on my kid than
Right,
me.
then-
Like, I don't need
yeah.
it. Yeah.
So yeah, that's
So
been
you're saying with
a
the
recent
birthdays
development.
and
Yeah,
going
that,
back to
like-
not buying each other gifts or now buying
well,
each
just
other
that
gifts?
like, and again, like I've got a lot of student loan debt. You know,
Oh, yeah,
like
we're
all
all
this
struggling.
Stuff, we're all.
Joe more than the 2 of us,
Totally.
but that's okay.
I get that.
I
You know,
think
or,
I'm
like-
doing better because I don't get gifts for people.
and nor do I. And I use the loans.
You're like
I
you're
use
the
debt
Christmas
as-
Krampus who doesn't give out gifts. You just give out.
No, because I think that you should be doing
Sticks.
that all year long, not just at one time of the year.
So you okay then? Random July gift. You're gonna give me something then, right?
No, I will give you the gift of a helping hand. Do you need help with something? Do you need help putting up a pool? Do you need help?
See, I think it comes
moving?
down to it.
Yeah, I
like,
need you to,
it
uh,
really
dig me a
shows
hole in the ground.
what-
I'll do that. I will do that.
like what
That
you
I will do
deem
rather than
Mutual.
buying a gift.
Sure.
like because it seems like it's a very objective thing. Like, well, no, to get a gift, like you need to buy that person something that
Yep.
they need or desire.
Yep.
But I'm also someone more that like I would much rather make something for somebody,
Yeah.
or write somebody
Fair
a song
enough.
or something like that.
Now you could also give the gift of time,
Yeah.
or like
That's
an
huge.
event.
yes.
So like we've done before with my parents, like a cooking class.
Mhm.
So we bought them that they can go do.
So, you know, that's cool.
Yeah.
You know, or like I always really love the idea of like giving the gift of a vacation. Like if
Yeah,
I
I've
can,
always wanted to do
if
that.
I
just
can
can't afford
pay
that.
for someone to go somewhere and have an experience, I'm down. You
Yeah,
know,
I tried to do
to
that with
get a
my wife.
trinket or
I gave her
something,
$300
yeah.
and just told her to go away, take a vacation or whatever you want to call it. But she didn't understand what I was trying to say to her.
So did you go away?
No, I went in the basement, and cried.
I'm sorry.
I had a bucket of tears.
Jeez.
So the idea then would be is that maybe you two. So when you give each other gifts, is it an actual tangible thing then, or you okay? All right.
Oh yeah. I mean, we do the whole thing where,
Yeah.
Mom's like rounding everybody up, get the Christmas lists
And
out because I'm
you,
going shopping
So like
Friday.
you pick one person, or is it like a white elephant kind of like where
It's-
you have a random
we-
gift in the middle?
draw names.
We
You
draw
draw
names,
names, okay.
and that's like
So
a
they're-
month
they're-
before.
Present specific.
Mhm.
Yes.
Is there a dollar amount associated with this?
Yeah, our family is like $25, $30. It's not much. Yeah.
You should join my family. I'm just kidding. He's spoiled.
Yeah,
That's terrible.
yeah. No, and that's
It's
just
above
like,
my
yeah,
pay
just a
grade,
different-
man. Sorry.
and it's like what
That's-
Krista talked
you're
about.
right.
I
level.
get it. I
Yeah.
get it. Yeah.
It's like Krista talked about in Paranormal Palaver, like opening a gift too. I'm like, you guys got something else to do?
See,
or-
the idea then would be is you
That-
each give each other your gift and you all open it at the same time.
and we do that.
And it's like, oh, what'd you get? You know, so then you don't have that pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a weird thing to have a bunch of people like
Watching
you.
Exactly. No, I
open it up.
100% agree. 100%.
Because then you're like, am I supposed to be saving this paper?
With that, yes.
What am I? Where
There-
is the
I
garbage
hate those
bag?
people. I hate those people.
Just like
They're like,
nipping away at
"Well,
it.
you
Like,
keep, can you keep that?
no,
It's
going in the black bag that's
paper.
going around.
Yeah. I'll recycle it, okay? God, you can use the paper in a year from now. When
You're
they
like, I have
recycle
a
it
whole
and
roll
make
of
yeah,
new
and
paper.
then it's there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
My daughter does save. She's really this into Christmas bows, like the little plastic things you stick on the top. You know,
Yeah.
really into them. So she's
Yeah.
like, when we open presents, can we save all these for me? I'm like, sure, we can save them.
Of course we can.
So we put them.
Is that what you want?
The other
Done.
Christmas thing, we had a bag, so she was carrying her bag of bows around. So that's you know. So I'm like, we could have just gotten her that. We've been done. But
Yeah.
Simple
no, we're
things,
buying her
man.
Barbie dream house. So. Anyways.
The whole dream house.
Yeah, oh yeah, and Barbies to go and the whole thing. So.
Wow.
Yeah, she's 4. She doesn't even know any better. I
See, for me,
It's
I'm
a
like,
whole house.
I'm
You know what
like,
I'm gonna do? I'm
here's
gonna-
a stick.
I'm gonna go
Go
home.
play
I'm gonna
outside.
go home and take a picture of all the presents we have wrapped, ready to go for Christmas, and I'm gonna send it to Joe, and Joe can
And
show
then
you
I'm
Jake,
gonna take a picture of my
One
bare
present.
ass foot of the tree,
and it'd be like, "This is
kind
my
of
life
like
compared to
a
yours."
ruffled up little tree skirt.
Now, to be
And
fair,
I'm gonna send it to Joe, and he's gonna send it to you, and you'll be like, "That's pitiful."
no, I think it would be. A part of me wishes that it would be less of it, but it does make it fun when you're in the situation.
I would assume
Like
so.
you're having kids and you're like, oh, this is fun. But at the same time, I do wish sometimes it was like, I'm just a single guy and all I got to do is buy one gift for my parents or something like that.
Yeah.
But again, it's just a different perspective. So
It is. It is a different perspective.
Yeah, see, like Miranda and I, we're not doing gifts this year. We haven't for the last couple of years, actually. We've
because
gotten.
you truly don't love each other. That's why.
I disagree with that, but I
But-
think we do the ornament thing,
But you're
and
doing it-
I've
but
actually really
to be
gotten
fair,
into
you're you're doing a trip this year.
Yeah, we are.
So I mean
Mm.
that I believe it. And to Jake,
We're both
you guys are
paying for
doing a honeymoon eventually,
We
right?
will be.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're
No,
you're-
we got each other a cat. Everybody at Jeff's face right now. This guy's
it's
his hands
Well,
over
okay, so
his
back to the
eyes.
ornament though. I've actually really come to enjoy this.
Yes,
as
I was
a
thinking
kid,
about
I was like, my aunts would always like put an
No, like,
ornament or
always-
something on the gift that they were giving us. I'm like, oh, an ornament. You like throw it in the pile. But I really love looking back at all these ornaments that I put on the tree and remembering what year that was and you know like what happened that year and stuff like that. And so now that's really become this next tradition
Yeah.
with Miranda. It's like I remember when you gave me this 2 years ago now, you know, or whatever, and it's like it's really cool, you know. So
I get that. Yeah, that makes sense. And
So-
that's why I did ask you what's your favorite ornament.
Right.
Because everybody has that favorite ornament. Or I do remember we had we didn't really do stockings with my parents. My wife is really into them, but we had this little tiny stocking that had turtles on it, and it was only as big as maybe your hand. But yet I would have that out, and there would be a couple of things of candy or whatever. And I was always like, that was my thing. Like I just remember that one being. Now it wasn't necessarily a ornament, but I do remember that one.
Sure.
That
Yeah.
being like something that I remember. So.
I have a spider one.
A spider ornament. Oh yeah,
Mhm.
so
It's I made it in 3rd grade, and I don't. It's just
And so you gave it to your parents?
no.
or-
I have. It's mine.
So you made it for yourself. And
Well, it was an
You
art
made it in
project. You
school.
made it in
okay.
school,
Elementary
and
school.
but you were supposed to hide it. So like whenever I'd be putting up my ornaments, like no one gave a shit, Like I was the only one who was like, I'm hiding my spider, and I'd like put it deep in the tree, and then once we were like
Taking it down.
yeah, and once we were taking it down, I'm like, I gotta find my spider back.
Forgot where it was.
So as a child, I remember
Drew a
that
map.
was like the big deal. But nowadays, geez, I'm trying to. I have a bunch of ornaments that I really like.
See, I'm also, as we talked earlier, I'm not a decorating kind of
Yeah.
person. So ornaments to me don't mean anything.
Here's funny. We have this tree up, 13-foot tall tree.
Yes, the monster.
No ornaments on it. We have it all lit up. It's got garland on it. We have not taken the time yet to put all the ornaments
I think
on.
you have 2 days, Joe.
I don't
do
think it's
have
going to
2
happen
days.
this year. I mean, they're sitting next
So
to the tree
we've
in
got
boxes.
2 trees with ornaments on everything.
I was listening to that. So you're not a big real tree person.
Correct. I would rather have a pre-lit fake one that would just you pop up and throw some ornaments on and be done.
Sure.
But my wife has to have the real one. But she also has to have one on the Friday before or after Thanksgiving.
Mhm.
So if she puts that one up on that Friday, then a couple weeks later we go get a real tree.
Gotcha.
Then when she puts that one up, so we now have a house that has 2 living rooms. So
Mhm.
each one, and I really like the one in the front because we open the drapes and you can see into the house with the tree, and I like that.
Is that
like,
the artificial one?
That's the real one.
That's
'cause
the
it's
real
a
one.
larger one. Yes.
You like the real one.
Well, no, I like the location that you can see it from the outside.
You don't like how it smells?
You
It
don't
doesn't
like
do
how
it
it
for me,
looks
no.
in the location?
Yeah, I like
It's
when
like
you
long needle, short needle.
I don't know. All I know
You've
is how much
seen
I
it,
paid
right?
for it. Yeah, but I don't know.
You
what,
dropped like $50 on this thing. You
I
don't know
did.
how long the needles are? I'm not asking for a measurement.
no
Short or long.
long. I'm gonna say long.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
Okay.
I suppose
It's a
there are
thing.
differences.
It's
a
just
big
like-
deal.
Just because I was
Go ahead.
just listening to it,
Yeah,
you said, "Why would I pay $50 to have this thing die in my house?"
that's true.
But
that's true.
It's
And
not
to quote
dying
you-
though, right? You're watering it, aren't you?
But it is slowly dying. Eventually.
But isn't it slowly dying if it's in the ground too? Like it's eventually gonna die,
Well, maybe the tree hasn't reached its peak yet.
and you're limping it along. And I get it that it's
Yeah.
like it will, like I cut
It
it
will
down,
eventually die.
but like because Kate and I actually talked about this.
Well, your
when we were
wife's name is
putting-
Kate too.
It
okay.
is.
Right.
Yours
like-
is too.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's why I was like, Kate and I, I'm like,
Yeah.
you're talking to my wife?
It's with a
That's
K?
weird. Yeah.
Okay.
It's really Catherine.
As
And
is
then
hers.
she used to be Katie.
How does
but
she
now-
spell Catherine? Is it N-E
K-A-
or Y-N?
Hold on, I can spell it out. Kathryn.
That's my wife too.
And so then when she was a little kid, it used to be Katie. But then when she got a professional job, she's like, oh, no, I can't
See.
go by Katie anymore. It's got to be Kate.
my Kate was about, I don't know, 4 or 5, where she was like, no, I'm just Kate.
Okay.
And she now like hates it.
You know what's really
hates
funny?
it
You know
when
what you should
people-
call her? Kathy. Oh, she hates it
No,
so
I
much.
would assume she's not.
Jake's like,
Hey,
I'm not
Kathy,
gonna go down
hey,
that hole.
Kathy,
I
can
don't-
you?
I'm not
You know what's
gonna
really
do
funny
that.
though is everybody who's known her before she had the name change,
Mm.
which is basically
Still
everybody's.
calls her
Like her mom still calls her
Katie?
Katie. Her dad still calls her Katie.
Yeah, that would
It's
be
funny
weird.
because it's just like I don't know her that way, but
Sure, exactly. Like
and I
you
did
see
meet
a
her, but I
different
did meet
person
her when she was 16.
when she was Katie.
So she was still Katie.
Huh.
But then we like didn't, we weren't part of. There was a spot where then
Sure.
it just changed.
Hey,
So.
I met my wife probably when I was in kindergarten,
Oh, okay.
and then
So you're the high
kind of
school
in and
sweethearts
out,
kind of thing?
no.
Nope. Okay.
college sweethearts. we
College
were with
sweethearts.
different people in high school, same
Okay.
high school, but
Sure.
but we were talking about like
Oh, back to your story.
look
yeah.
at the we were kind of like talking about the origins of the Christmas tree and
tree,
where did it
yeah.
actually come from, and
It's something about the bringing the. Isn't it? Go ahead. I'll
Well,
let you go.
I think you're kind of
Where you're
going
bringing
on
it
to
into
what
the house because it's dead or whatever. and
well
you're trying to
because
bring life into
everything
the house.
outside
Yep.
is dead, and these trees which are evergreens, so they stay green all year long, whatever, and that all goes to like because it's a pagan ritual
Yeah.
actually, not just
And we talked
you
about
know,
that at the
and then it's
Paranormal Palaver.
That is correct.
appropriated for Christianity,
Yes.
and you know,
That's
but-
why keeping the Christ in Christmas bugs me, because it's like
because
it's not.
think about what
really
you, and also
Christian
like
Christmas.
we could have like tons of conversations about this, and
I'm
I think
okay
we
with
will.
keeping Christ in Easter because that's even though it is.
But
kind of
even
probably a
so,
solstice
like,
anyway. Go ahead.
Who is Christ? Like, he's a symbol
Yes.
for what should be going on inside each of every one of us.
Oh, so you're
This is
the
a
spirit of
whole-
Christmas guy like Joe is.
Yeah, I think so, but more so than just like, you know.
But keep going.
Yeah. So to go back to the tree, like
Oh, yeah.
that really has like kind of impressed itself upon me this year, where
Okay.
like, I really like, I got really into just like the symbology of everything and how like everything is a symbol. So
Okay.
this was like really hitting me hard this year, that what they used to do is put actual candles on this tree, like what a fire hazard and all that. But the fact that we still do this thing when it gets darker, like it's dark at 4:15, 4:30.
Yeah.
It's, you know, like everything
Winter
around
solstice and
you
all that.
does feel like death.
Mhm.
And to, you know, I read an article, I think it was like 2 Christmases ago, and I think it was in the New York Times about life before artificial light and how,
Oh yeah.
you know, like that was such a
There's a-
different time. And
Well, there's a
so-
great documentary about night in the medieval
Oh,
times. And actually, we used to sleep in 2 different
Like
segments
circadian rhythms,
throughout
you
the
know?
night.
Yeah.
We would get up and then
Have
have
like
second sleep.
like a dream fugue almost, and then
Yeah, you'd actually like get up and go to a neighbor's house
Sure.
and like, you know, do stuff.
Mhm.
So if I can find it, I'll post it.
What I do find interesting that how winter there's more dark. It always feels like, you know, and yet that's the time where we put more lights outside of our house to light it up,
of course,
which is
yeah,
neat, you
yeah.
know, because it's just like the time when it is the darkest. There's light and
almost
there's
like-
some sort of
and we need to
like,
remind
oh, this is fun
ourselves
because there's more dark. I get to see
Right.
more Christmas
Mhm.
lights, you know, versus in the summer, if it would be like, well, I only get to see an hour or two of It just kind of
Sure.
neat
Oh,
the
yeah,
balance
yeah.
of
I
how
get
it all
what you're
works
saying.
out versus, you know,
Yeah.
I'm sure that's not how they planned it, obviously. And
But then to look at like the underpinnings of what that feeling is now,
Sure.
modern day,
yeah,
that it was literally like these people didn't think the sun was going to come back up.
Sure.
You know, like they're like, why is it gone so much longer now?
and
And,
they're
then like,
trying to justify
you
it,
know,
wondering
and like
why.
the whole thing is just a big story that
Well-
like we don't remember who first told it. So it's now we all just take it way we want to take it and all of that. So
It's normal to us now, and
Totally,
for them,
exactly.
it was more of a
and
mystery.
in like a commercial sort of way that like, no, you go out and you buy your Christmas tree and you do, you know, that it probably was more like what you guys did
Well,
this
there-
year, where
there's
you
a
go
lot.
into your yard and cut
Yeah.
down a tree that, you know, I think of the Christmas Schooner a lot, actually.
Oh,
you know,
sure. Yeah.
the show that Joe has done a couple times at
Mhm.
this.
yes, you
dinner
mentioned
theater
it
and
with the
whatever.
plays and musical
Yep.
episode.
Yep. Mhm. Speaking of which, you want to talk about plays and musical, man? This is the guy I talked about.
Oh, you're a big plays musicals guys.
I went to college for theater.
Oh, cool.
and
Okay.
That's what I was working on out
Did
in
you
New
listen to
York,
our
and
theater and
I haven't.
plays podcast?
No.
Okay.
It's not our best work.
It was one of those things where Joe and I realized that we were both in the. So I had been in a play of Damn Yankees in high school. I played Ojo.
He tells this whole story, and I'm just sitting here
Ojo.
quiet.
I played Ojo, and then he's like, yeah, actually, I did
Yep.
it too. And ironically, okay, in the podcast, I had said that I went to this and saw Joe with a girl because I wasn't sure who it was.
Sure.
My wife has since informed me it was her. Which
How many girls were you seeing at that time?
Before we were really a thing. So
Really?
it was just she was a friend, and I took
Well,
her to see him play. And it
I
was
like
just
to
something
consider
Joe.
myself part of your success story. Then
Okay, so since then I moved away, and then we got back together after
Gotcha.
that. So
Gotcha.
Okay.
you really didn't do anything. But it was just one of those things that was the second time Joe and I have been at the same place at the same time that we did not know each other, though. The
Isn't
first
that a
time
weird
being
thing?
the first time we had a concert together, which was the Lit concert at Summerfest
Yeah,
in
dude.
1999.
I have the pick
Do
that
you?
he got from
Yeah.
that concert.
Mm-hmm.
I was there. So
Yeah. Da-na-na-na-na-na.
We've
Yep.
been in bands that have covered
Yeah.
that. So.
it's a great. I still have the album. It's a great album.
Yeah.
I have all their albums actually.
2000s pop punk. How can you get
Yeah.
any more middle school?
For me, it was high school, but that's okay.
That's cool.
It
No.
bleeds into that for me,
Yes.
but that was my coming
was
of
high
age
school.
musically.
You know where he went to high school? He went to high school.
St. Lawrence Seminary.
Get out!
In St.
Played
Mount Calvary.
basketball up there.
Sure.
Sometimes get our butts kicked, but we got our butts kicked by everybody.
I would say
So-
we weren't very good, so
Yeah, it didn't matter.
Well,
to
it-
us.
Depends
we
on
had a
what year it
stint
was.
of time where on Wikipedia, the page for Random Lake,
Yep.
like very sparse information, and one of the pieces of information was that we had one of the most losingest basketball teams.
I didn't know
boys
this.
basketball teams. It's
That's
not.
awesome.
I don't know if it's still up there.
That
because
is
now we
truth, though.
have won some games.
Here's what
Sure,
we're gonna do.
Sure.
But I know my senior year, I'm pretty sure we were 0 and
Yeah, we were
22,
not very good either.
whatever.
Freshman year we were okay, but then the other ones.
I distinctly remember.
But
getting
you were
our
there
butts
like
kicked.
what?
You went to the
05,
seminary.
06, 07, something like that.
It would have been high school. It would have been like 05 to 08. Was
Yeah,
when I was,
that was way after
yeah,
me.
totally. But it was
Not
very
way.
pretty when I was there.
Yeah.
because it was nighttime
Well,
near Christmas.
So what I really loved is that the main building all had those little candle lights
Mhm.
in all the windows.
I remember that.
And I told my wife, I was like, we have to do that at our house. So we have that at our house.
Dude,
like, I just
that's
like
so
the-
cool.
It's so simple and
actual
so
candles,
pretty.
right?
Well, no, God, no.
Come on.
I'm not gonna have a real candle burning my drapes down. So what
I
happened here,
didn't
sir?
know.
I just wanted.
I
the
had
real
candles in
authentic-
every single window, and I closed all my drapes. I don't know what happened.
Who'd have thought, right?
I've been keeping
So
it really
flammable.
dry at home.
Yeah. Dehumidifiers everywhere. So yeah, that was one of the things. It was just so classic, and
Sure.
the cool part was that they would decorate the school after Thanksgiving. So we would go home on Thanksgiving break, come back, and it was all lit up, and it was kind of like this is gonna sound really dumb, but you've seen Harry Potter, where like they go there at Christmas and it's all lit up, and it was like that, where it'd be all dark, but you could see it up on the hill,
Oh, sure.
and you'd
Yeah,
be like,
yeah.
oh, this, and then it would be because between Thanksgiving and Christmas was only a couple weeks, and it was all Christmas that whole time because it was Advent and all that other
Oh,
stuff,
yeah.
and so it was like Christmas for 5 weeks, and very classic traditional Christmas stuff of,
Or-
the whole.
Liturgical
Modest,
than secular.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And it wasn't so commercial. It wasn't,
Christ
Santa
in
Claus and
Christmas.
reindeer. It was, yes.
Sure.
And it was about the Advent and all that other stuff.
Sure.
So, yeah. So. But I do remember that. It was always fun. It
Yeah.
was cool. It was a cool place to go. I mean, for sure.
That would have been an experience, I would think.
Yeah, it was an experience, yeah.
Did you guys have a bowling alley?
Yeah, we did. Down in
Yeah.
the canteen.
Yes. I remember going to the canteen.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And there's a
Wow.
cow in there. Was that always that
Oh,
cow?
I don't know.
There's like a big
Cow.
statue of a cow.
Oh.
It was always in there, and every year they repainted it.
Jeff
Each
would ride
class.
that every year. Get up
It
on
was like
that
a
beast.
the cow. I mean, it was pretty small. It wasn't like an
Sure.
actual life size cow.
Just saying.
But yeah,
Didn't
they had
matter
a
for
bowling
you.
alley.
You
The
would
only
get up
problem
on
is
that
it was
bad boy.
you had to pay somebody to rack up your pins all the time. So like people would make money. They would just hang out down there, and then they would be like, "Hey, can you rack
Hey,
me a
man.
game?" And you'd give them a
And
quarter
it
a
wasn't
game or whatever.
organized. It was just like,
It was just whatever.
Hey, you
I'm the pin man tonight.
Yeah, and you would,
But it wasn't a schedule or anything.
You would sit up top, and then when you watch them, the ball would come down. Whenever you jump
so
down,
it was
throw
just,
the ball down.
So
and
it's
go.
manual.
Yeah,
Like
that's-
that's kind of cool.
yeah.
Did you roll the ball back? Or
Yeah,
was
you had
there
to
a
roll back.
mechanism to-
Yeah, it was like you put it on top, and it would roll
Okay.
back up.
Cool.
See,
I
When
did
was
not-
that school built?
Don't remember.
No
paying
idea.
attention. It's a seminary. I would assume. in the-
1850s, maybe. I don't know. I think it's like 150 years old, maybe. So yeah, 1850s, maybe.
But most of that renovation was done in the 50s,
Yeah, of course.
which is why that bowling alley is the way it is.
Uh-huh.
I would think.
Well, that
Makes
building
me
might
think
not
of
be original.
There Will Be
too.
Blood.
Oh, sure.
Oh,
I'm
sure.
finished.
Yeah, with the end. Yeah. So.
I drink your milkshake.
Oh, start again. I can't hear you. I'm at the back of your congregation. That's such a good movie.
Damn.
It's been a while since I've seen that, and I've only seen it once. So
Is it still on Netflix? It was on Netflix for a while.
It might
it's
be
it's
still.
such an
I don't know.
intense and long movie that
'Cause
it's
I
not
think I
like
wanna
I'm
watch it
man.
again.
I'm watching all over.
Just
But
like
gosh, the cinematography in that movie
Sure.
is just.
The ending was certainly a surprise,
I drink it up.
for sure.
What about
No Country for Old Men and that one I watched like back to back. like in
Most
different
people
nights.
have those like
It was just like
Mixed up.
spiraling
'cause they
around
were,
each
you
other.
know,
Yeah.
near the
What,
same time.
Dan Lewis, as you called
Dan
him earlier.
Lewis.
Mhm.
Anyways, Joe, you were saying
Um.
you'll forget now.
Wow. The one in New York. Right. Why am I
Home
not
Alone?
thinking- No. It's around
Wait.
the same time. Dan Lewis is in it along with Leo.
Gangs in New
DiCaprio.
York.
Gangs in New York.
Like the title has the city in
Ah,
it.
fudge.
How hard is
The 5 points.
the one with the movie?
My coffee's out. It's been out for a while. I'm losing it. And then what I find to be amazing is that in Gangs of New York,
Yes.
Dan Lewis,
Yes.
he's not a fan of Abe Lincoln. And
Yet-
Abe Lincoln.
Yet he played him.
And yet he plays a bomb-ass Abraham Lincoln in Lincoln.
I haven't seen Lincoln.
You have to see Lincoln,
The
man.
problem was that Lincoln
It makes me
Vampire
cry.
Hunter came out, and I
Yeah,
was
but
kind of
why
like,
would
I'm
that
done
taint
with
it?
the
Right,
I'm done with
yeah,
the
yeah.
I'm done with the Lincoln thing.
Why would that taint that, though? It's totally... I actually liked the vampire
It
one,
was
too.
it was entertaining. I'll give it that.
It's
It
the
was very
same
entertaining.
historical figure. I think that's where he's seeing
Yeah.
the
yeah,
parallels.
where you're just like,
between the
I'm
two.
kind of done.
But
and the other thing is,
it's
I would
so
assume Mary
amazing.
Todd was in both of them as well.
I believe
Because
so.
it's not so much. Of course, it is centered around Abraham Lincoln, but it's centered more around the idea that he abolished slavery.
Do they talk about
and-
Abraham Lincoln how he's gay? Do they talk about that?
No, they failed to mention that part.
Is that in the
I believe that's real, isn't it?
Vampire Hunter?
No, I don't
I've
think
not
so.
heard
no.
that.
Be weird. I thought
I
that was
haven't
true.
heard that.
I didn't. I'll have to look.
Is
into
that
Am
why
I- am I
John
making
Wilkes Booth
stuff up?
really like?
Yeah, it was,
He was
a
a
tainted
lover.
lover. Tainted. Have you seen J. Edgar? Kind
Tainted
of reminds me of
love.
like J.
No, I
Edgar or something
haven't.
like that.
They're
Or-
both
I'm not seeing
Scorsese
one.
films.
or Imitation Game, something like that.
Imitation Game was so good.
I didn't like
What
the
is that
ending
one about?
because they had made it all about him being gay. They should have just made
But
it
that's
about
what the
thing.
whole movie was about.
What?
No,
what-
but it was
huh?
like they weren't making it all about it at first,
But
and
they
then
were-
at the end it was all about that.
Hold on, I'm
like
sorry. What movie is this?
Imitation,
Imitation
Game
Game. It's about
with my boyfriend Frank
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh,
It's,
do, you,
um,
do you have a boyfriend?
I love that guy.
Didn't
He's
I know
great.
that?
What's his Alan Turing? It's about Alan
Yes.
Turing, the
Thank
guy
you.
that came up with. He broke the Enigma code. the
Wait a minute.
Nazis' Enigma code.
Doesn't he like get married? Or
Well,
like he
it's-
proposes to a girl or
Yeah.
something? I've seen
And
just
isn't
like a
it to
really small
basically
part of that
save
movie.
his ass because he's going to get
Yeah,
killed or something.
Right.
Well, I think
It was
It's
some
because
drama
they-
going down.
They were about to like charge
they
him.
figured it out
for-
that he was.
like the whole thing with Picture of Dorian Gray, Man of No Importance, the author who wrote Importance of Being Earnest. This is terrible. Oscar Wilde.
Matt.
So he was like, he just got posthumously pardoned for a crime
Yeah.
that he was a
Correct.
homosexual.
Yeah.
Because
In the movie, they talk about that.
Yeah.
and it is on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, it's a
I've-
very good movie.
It's on the
Imitation
movie
Game.
channels.
It's really good.
It's very good.
Saw it in theaters.
Those are the kind of movies I like. Like they figure something out. It's
Yeah.
very cool.
Yeah.
See, Ben Cumberbatch is
Yes,
one of
that's
the,
a good one. Ben Cumberbatch. Darn.
I think he's one of the gems of our time.
So, Jake is so mad that
because-
he didn't think of that.
You know Alex Gooding.
Yeah. And I hope he
really
listens to
great
this.
friend. Like
We have to
just-
share
he's like
this
a little
with
brother.
Al.
But
With
like
Al Gooding.
with Al Gooding. That's a funny thing too. Is that like when I met him, like I couldn't figure out how to spell his last name in my phone, and somebody, or maybe it was me, like he spelled it. And I was like, oh, it's like pudding. So then I called him Pudding for about a month, and then he finally was like, no. I really don't like it when people call me Pudding. So I never called him that.
And that
again.
is just too bad.
But that's how you spell Gooding.
He's another guy like Eric that I'm like,
Alex
why can't we
is
just hang out all the time?
best. He lives in Chicago, which is
Yeah.
why. Why did I bring up Alex? We were talking about
Well, about the smaller names.
right, and like he's the one that like kind of brought me onto that game, and like every time I see him, I'm like, I thought of like 4 of them when I wasn't near you, and now I'm near you, and I forgot them.
Yeah.
Ben
Bill
Cumberbatch.
Macy, that's a good one.
William Macy or what?
William H.
William H.
Macy.
Macy.
Oh man, that's funny.
Is it Macy or Gacy?
Well, that's
Is it
that's the serial
Pudding or
killer.
Gooding?
I'm talking about William H. Macy.
Oh,
like
okay.
Shameless,
Yes.
Fargo.
See, I think I said William H. Gacy, and I think that's wrong.
It's
wrong.
John Wayne Gacy.
See, I already screwed that up now. All right, anyway, I'm okay with it.
I didn't catch it when you said it though.
I think I said.
I do
said
remember-
William
I think a
H
Mandela
before
effect
you
just
said-
happened right
Maybe I
in front
said
of us here.
Gacy and Macy kind of come out the same.
We
That's
can
possible.
re-listen to it. Although the Mandela effect already,
It already is screwed up.
Yeah.
We'll
What's
never
the
know the
Mandela-
real answer.
Mandala or Mandala?
it's
Like-
Mandela.
Like
Like
what's the guy's name?
Nelson Mandela.
Nelson.
Mendelsohn Mentala. Mendelsohn Presdalin.
I'm trying really hard.
Nell
here.
Mandela. Nell Mandela.
Balson Delson.
Nut- Nutella.
Nutella, Tulsa, Mexico.
Come on, he passed away, guys. Like in
the
1980
creator
something.
of Nutella.
No, he didn't.
Nelson Mandela.
He was in prison until he got let out in the 90s.
Jake, look it
Listen
up.
to the podcast.
Nelson
People-
Mandela?
People think that he died in prison.
That's the reason why
He
it's called the
didn't die
Mandela.
in prison.
Hold on. That's the
Yeah,
point.
well,
People
oh.
think that he died. And
This
so
is like a Berenstein Bears thing.
It is.
There you go.
But
Okay.
it's not Berenstein. It's Berenstain.
it's Bernstein.
I live in a universe.
And it's Berenstain. It's not Bernstein.
No, it's the Steen, not the
I know,
not the
but-
burn. Like you've got your own
'Cause wait,
fucking
it's
weird
spelled
Mandela effect deal.
A-Y-N?
That's how it's spelled. Yes.
A-I-N.
A-I-N.
But back in the day,
it was
when
pronounced
we were growing
Steen.
up, Steen.
We said Steen.
still do stay Steen.
Huh.
I think it's just because you don't know anybody whose last name is Stain. It's all
What about
Stain.
what?
Yeah.
Okay, Jake. What about that
Like in
line from
Stein.
Star Wars? The one
That
Darth-
one line, right?
the one that Darth Vader says to Luke, the famous one.
the famous one.
Well, it goes... He doesn't actually say, Luke, I am your father.
He's probably
What does he
listened to
say?
the podcast already.
He probably has not.
I
He's fucking
haven't.
with us.
I haven't.
He's totally messing
He's
with it.
fucking with
I'm
us.
not. Like, full disclosure, I haven't listened
Okay.
to it.
Okay.
Well, okay. He
I
says
feel
no. I
bad
am your
about.
father.
He says no.
No, he says...
No, he says no. I am your father.
The line
Correct,
is
but
no.
he doesn't say, Luke, I am
Correct.
your
Well,
father.
allegedly.
He doesn't, because there's a whole different conversation going on that, like, you totally
So-
forget.
But
because-
you're getting the point of
You
the
say-
Mandela effect, right?
Yeah, well,
That
that it's...
there's people
about-
out there who are misremember things.
Yeah.
So the line
Which
about
we all do.
chocolates in Forrest Gump. How does that one go?
Well, the cadence in my head is, Mom always said life was like a box of chocolate.
What is
You
that?
Never know
Say
what
it
you're
again.
gonna get.
Say it again.
Mama always said life was like a box of
Was
chocolate.
wow. Jake's good. It is was. A lot of people say life
Mom.
is like a box
Wow.
of chocolates. What about?
He's 3 for 3 here. He's,
Yeah, he's
we're doing really
balling.
well.
It's either that or he's completely brainwashed.
Brainwashed into what?
That's the
into
point.
the truth.
Into
Like that I watch something and then I remember it?
no, that someone
What's the
has
other
already gone in and reprogrammed you. Look it up.
Yes,
Look it
and
up.
so Joe's
Watch
under
The Matrix is what
Yes,
you're
Wait,
saying?
Joe's-
calm down, bro. Okay.
Calm down, bro. Joe's under the impression that we're all in the Matrix and that every
No,
time there's a glitch,
I
it's
stumbled
like a
across
new
this
timeline.
information. Joe, this is not a representation of Joe. I think there may be some truth
You talking in
somewhere.
the third person now again?
I am.
But like Matrix is in like we're all in liquid pods and you know,
Okay,
got
so a
stuff
theory,
hooked up
something.
into
A
our-
theory, and of course, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you out who really want to know, listen to Paranormal Palaver episode. What was it? 8 or 7 or 8? I don't know. It's
I
the
think it's
Mandela
8.
effect. It's
8.
labeled the
I think it's
Mandela effect, and we go into this
Last week's episode.
But in 2012, apparently the world ended. The
In case you
collective
weren't aware.
Quetzalcoatl.
the the collective consciousness was collected and put into a matrix or a supercomputer,
Hmm.
and that's one theory that
Just
now we are
what
all in a
day
super.
was that?
I don't. It was 12/12/12. That's when it was.
December 12th.
Yeah, it was.
Kind of scared me a little bit.
Oh God, we've got someone at the door.
Well, it's been
Um,
the light went out in the room behind us,
Yeah.
and it's been dark for a while. And then all of a sudden, I saw
Now
a
there's
face
a-
there,
There's a.
That's
and it actually kind of creeped me out. A
An
little bit.
that is
interesting.
creepy.
yeah.
It took me a second to realize
I saw him there in the corner of my eye.
because he's got
But-
kind of darker skin, so I didn't really recognize him right away. Even if it been a paley dude, I'd been like, "Oh God!" But yeah,
Mhm.
looks
Yeah.
like a serial killer.
Hey, buddy. It's Luis. How you doing, man? Good. Oh, good. I'm good. Thank you.
Oh, baby.
Another theory is that CERN
the
has
super collider.
has
Has
opened
collided
up, it has opened up a dimension, another realm, and we are colliding with that other realm or intermixing.
Have you seen Fringe?
Mm.
no,
no.
no. I know the show.
No.
I was gonna say, my friend's like, you gotta watch it. It's so great. And I'm just
It's
like,
good.
it's one of those
Do you
ones.
like Lost?
No, I
Then you'll
watched some
love
of it.
The Fringe. No, it's Fringe, not The Fringe.
Yeah.
But that sort of happens.
No, but there's a lot of different theories about it, and this is actually a really hot topic right now. There are so many people out there who believe that this is really happening.
Like,
And
hot topic.
That's funny.
Callback that no one can see.
yeah, it's fine.
It's us.
It's fine.
Well,
Yes, Jake.
I don't know. I don't know if it's really like. Yeah, I don't know. I do think that we're all kind of folded up on each other here, and in the idea of like multiple dimensions and parallel universes and stuff.
See,
I
that
just
was-
don't know if like. Yeah, I'm sure that you could speed things up so fast, but like, so they opened up a thing.
Alternate dimension or
and-
something.
Yeah. That I don't know. I'm not there.
Yeah,
I'm just
I don't-
reading and listening to these theories. There's also another one out there that I watched. This is a scientist who has helped build these supercomputers
Sure.
that they say that the Matrix is in. But Matrix aside, these supercomputers are getting so fast that they're actually opening up their own dimensions,
I mean,
which blows my mind. That I'm like, I don't get that, But
I believe that this one of the last financial crashes we had was because algorithms are smarter than us, and because like a whole bunch of money got misplaced and we don't know where it went because
No,
we don't.
that was because of
understand
human greed.
algorithms. But
that last,
the reason human greed pushed those algorithms to that point because algorithms speak in languages that we don't even understand.
okay, yeah.
So therefore, like, yeah, there was a bunch of like greedy
Assholes.
CEOs and stuff,
Yeah.
all of that, and these stockbrokers and whatnot. But the point was, the tools they were using, they don't like it's far beyond them now. Yeah,
Right,
they're
right.
all maybe like mathematically inclined, but those supercomputers that are moving at like thousandths and millionths of seconds, like
Yep.
it's so much faster than we ever could compute, which
Mm-hmm.
is why they like clear out full buildings in the middle of Midtown Manhattan and fill it with these computers,
Yeah.
the actual hardware, so that way it can be that much closer, so that when they click that button, like they sold it that much quicker. You know,
it is stupid. I mean, ridiculous. I mean, weird.
So I think it's all.
I'll
I
just
think
go
it's
back
all
to
here.
cutting down
I
a
think
tree
it is all here.
and putting that in my house. But does the tree exist?
Yes.
All right, another question, Christmas related, getting us away from the other issues at hand.
Podcast.
Top of the tree, star, angel. What's your
Star.
thought? Star. Okay.
Star.
What are you a wake up in the morning and
Feeling like P. Diddy.
are you a big like breakfast? I'm feeling like P. Diddy. Bottle of Jack. Breakfast, like big breakfast fan. Like in the morning, you get
Just
up,
like any
get your PJs
morning
on
or
and,
Christmas morning.
Christmas morning.
Again,
Again,
because of
Get
our
ready.
traditions, we would like get up and maybe have a little bit of something, but we'd always be going to the fighter side.
Well, yeah, and we'd be not the fireside, by the way. It's the fighter.
The fighter side.
Be
Not
my mom's
fighter,
side of
but
the family.
F-E-I-D-E-R.
But we were up late because we'd go to midnight mass.
Right. So you'd be up till like 2
Yeah.
because you'd come home and you'd watch
Gotcha.
whatever movie you got.
Or play with your toys that you
Yeah,
just
whatever
got.
I would
thing
say
you
yeah,
had,
because
yeah.
you just open all your presents, then you got to go to church. Oh, gross! And then you got to come back.
Here's a story. First,
Oh,
like
bro.
iTunes gift card I ever got. Like the first thing I bought with it was the Dane Cook "Harmful If Swallowed" album.
Comedy.
Dude.
And I remember like laying on my sofa in my room and just laughing my ass off by myself.
And of
Like,
course, you had
until like 3 in the
you
morning.
had headphones because your mom and dad clearly
Think
don't think.
so.
Well,
yeah,
I'd
they
let
wouldn't
you-
have at that time been very happy about that. But
I
at
did
the
the
same
thing
time,
with the
it
Adam
was sort
Sandler
of
albums. Yeah.
sure. I remember that album.
Which one?
Well,
I had a couple. I have two of the ones.
you remember the one with the water slide?
Yeah.
Slip and bleed from the anus.
Yeah.
No, wait. I'm thinking something else. Then.
Is this working out or having sex?
Yeah, that's the album I had. But the water slide, the guy's like, yeah, I remember going to this water slide, and this old dude went down, and his shorts came off, and his big floppy balls were all over the place, and I just wanted to lick them. And they're like, they're driving, and then the sound effect is the car. get out. And he's like, screw you guys. And then the next guy says the same story about some old man's balls, and they kick everybody out of the car. And then at the end, the driver's like, man, all my friends are weird. And then he crashes into a car and dies. And that's the end of the thing. He's like, that's why if your friends tell you that they want to have some old man balls, you just let them. It's okay, or you will get killed by a cow. I shit you not. I actually have it on my laptop here.
Jeff, I'm not impressed.
I will pull
That
it up
was
for
not
you.
funny. I mean, I'm sure Dane Cook probably did a much better job of that.
I'm just
We're
telling you,
talking
that's
about
the
Adam
story.
Sandler, right?
That's the Adam Sandler.
Oh,
sound.
See, you were talking about Dane Cook because I just now remember the bit you're talking about.
Oh yeah, I
Just
was
let him
so
bleed from
well
the
because
anus.
you said I
No.
bought the Dane Cook.
And I
But I
mentioned-
was talking about
Yes.
Adam Sandler. Do you remember that album?
I told you to like Goatman or the
goat.
Uh,
Yeah, you were
the-
button hooked me. I didn't know you were gonna button hook me.
Yeah, I was totally thinking of Adam Sandler while you were telling me that. I'm like,
Yeah.
this sounds like an Adam Sandler thing. Now.
Yeah. He had mentioned Dane Cook, then I said
wow.
Adam Sandler.
We kind of, yeah.
Full circle. I'm glad
up.
I'm back in with you guys now.
Yeah.
I just went to pee.
There's a whole universe where you are in the bathroom peeing.
yeah.